Hello! Welcome to my vlogs where I try to make art for the week. Whether it's comics, illustration, crochet, or learning a new hobby, hopefully these vlogs inspire you to keep creating no matter what the circumstances. It's week 2 of January 2026. On January 9th, which was a Friday, I didn't really do much. 1. I edited the previous vlog on this day. I'm thinking Fridays are going to be my editing and upload days as it's aligning with the current schedule. During my editing process, I was also making curry udon. Of course, the extra sauce I have, I'd be eating later since it'd be such a waste to not to. And 2, I only fixed up speech bubbles on chapters 6 and 7 that day. I don't care if the meme is dead now. 6 Sammy. I still have chapters 8 to 12, but it's only 4 left. I'm at least happy to say I bothered to try working out this day before heading to bed for the night. While working out isn't really an art project in some aspects, I'm attempting to craft a, healthier lifestyle. I haven't been making the best choices when it comes to my health, so it's always a good note to end on, even if it's only 10 minutes this day. I've been able to lose 15 pounds in 2024, but I've definitely been struggling all of 2025, though I won't mention my health journey too much. Just know that I'm trying to do it on the side, and I plan for it to take a few hours of my day in the future. On Saturday the 10th, I was allowed to wake up a little later that day, but my body made me wake up at 7 in the morning. I still had to head off to work, but it won't be until a bit later that I'll be going. Unfortunately, I didn't do anything on Saturday in terms of my art. I did end up doing a quick game with my nephew, a 5-minute workout, and then knocking out when I came home. To be honest, sometimes others tend to think we should be doing more with our lives, but some days just existing or talking to someone you care about is more than enough for the day. I'd say so anyway. I think some days can be overwhelming, and even then, it's okay to take some of that time to yourself. It isn't selfish to want to unwind a little. Whether it's hanging out or just sleeping, it's okay. Every day doesn't need to be a hustle. On Sunday the 11th, I woke up pretty early that day, around 3 in the morning. I didn't have to head to work that day, so I got to spend time on myself a bit more. However, no matter what I did, I just felt unmotivated. This past week had been rough on me, and I guess it just wasn't processing until I had these hours to myself. I guess this day, I contemplated a lot on what I should do. I tried to fix the speech bubbles for my comic, but I couldn't stay focused for long. I also tried to fix up my panels for Twitch, but that didn't work either. After eating, I ended up just laying on my bed and contemplating my direction in life. While laying in bed, I did occasionally go into my Google Docs to spruce up what I wrote for Season 2 of Unconditional Fate, but I didn't add anything new, just fixed up any strange dialogue. After a few hours, I went to Walmart and returned my car battery to get my core fee back. In case you may not know, when fixing up your own car and having to buy your own parts, for example, the battery or the starter, there's a core fee you have to pay. But if you bring back the damaged part, you can get that core fee back. I know $13 may not be much to some, but $13 can still get you some veggies if you grocery shop. In this economy at this time, every dollar counts. Even then, what am I gonna do with that extra battery? I can just have it laying around in my car. So, yeah. But when I came back, I decided to translate one of my fan comics I made for Identity V. In case it hasn't been said before, I'm a Night Watch and Postman shipper, and I've done quite a few comics of them. A majority of them are not safe for work, so I can't show them on screen or link them, for obvious reasons. I do a translation for the Japanese audience on Pixiv, as I've heard from a Japanese reader of mine that they've been translating my works on their own. So just to make it easier on them, I translate for them. I got tired around 8:30 p.m. and decided to stop for the night. I didn't knock out until 9:15 p.m. though. Monday, January 12th. When I woke up, it was 4 in the morning. I did my usual and had my breakfast. When I came back to my workspace, it was already 5. I went to work on translating the rest of that not safe for work comic, though I'll admit, translating and fixing things up takes a lot longer than it seems. I was watching a lot of crochet videos, and I noticed the person I was watching was using those storage cube things to put their yarn in. I remembered I had a bunch of translucent ones when I first started vending, but I had bought blue ones to go for my theme at events now, so I didn't plan to use those translucent ones anymore. I thought, wow, why didn't I think of that? So I immediately started making the storage cubes to put all of my yarn in. This was around 6:58 in the morning, by the way, so I really only had 30 minutes to set up what I could before heading off to work. I made about 5 cubes and started stuffing them with yarn. I still had to make more since I had colors red and green, but that would have to wait until I got back. I forgot to mention that on Sunday, I had decided to log out of all my social media. I let people know on Twitter that I was logging off of social media for the time being, as my mental health wasn't at its best. I generally do these breaks to avoid doom scrolling and news, but also just to get a break. It's also a good way to avoid being social, as in this time frame, talking to someone would make it much worse for me. As an introvert, I definitely need to recharge by keeping to myself as much as possible. I still use the internet, but the most I do is watch YouTube or use it to research when I need it. I still plan to post on Patreon and even on Pixiv, as Pixiv doesn't have many people who are chatty there. if you even get anybody chatting there at all. Today though, I ended up getting an email saying I got paid by a client, so I had to log into Discord to respond to the commission request. Generally, I am closed in 2026, as said before, but I've only left one slot open for the background client since we discussed this in 2025. So when I get the chance, I'll work on it since I already got paid. But I'm only logging into Discord for this reason. Everything and everyone else will need to be on hold until I'm in a better position, hopefully 2 weeks from the 12th. While working, I was able to sketch up the background a little and start the base of the commission. I didn't do much after that, since when I got home, I immediately started working out. I spent almost 4 hours, but most of it was breaks and trying to catch my breath. When I finished, I showered, brushed my teeth, and knocked out at 11. I was told I didn't have to go into work tomorrow, so I turned off my alarm. Tuesday, January 13th. I woke up at 5 in the morning. I spent an hour just trying to adjust to the fact that I was awake. Then I started working on the commission again. But today, a lot ended up happening with my family, and it was hard to push through. If anything, what happened made me remember why sometimes it's kind of hard to trust people, and it made me wish I wasn't so compliant on not heading to work this day. I sometimes wish I wasn't so powerless. I wish I could often do more. I end up thinking over and over what I can do, but no matter what the options, I feel like I can't do anything. Even so, there's not much else I can do other than work here. I may not have my whole heart into this commission, but work is work. Don't accept it if you can't work on it. So I'll do what I need to do and have my grievances later. While I could refund, I think it's better to just do it and get it out of the way, as this commission was going to come up another time anyway. I was already mostly finished before issues with my family came up. Things only got a bit more frustrating the rest of the day, but the day ended alright. The people I care most about are safe, and that's all I could really ask for. It was unfortunate that I couldn't do much more this day, but it is what it is. Anyway, I was told I wasn't really needed the rest of the week, except for Friday, later in the day. I slept around 10 p.m. that night. Wednesday, January 14th. When I woke up, it was around 6:30 a.m. I decided to get working on my girlfriend's animation. I don't think I had the brain capacity to sketch for the day, but I'm still groggy from being awake, so that might change later in the day. After a bit, I remembered I had to do Call of the Abyss matches for my team. By the way, this is an Identity V thing. With everything going on, it was a bit hard to keep track, to be honest. That took away a few hours from me, and after it, I finished translating that fan comic. However, I still wasn't done, as I also had to fix all the speech bubbles. In case you're new to comics or manga, which I highly doubt you are, but just in case, generally, in manga, the speech bubbles are vertical because of the way Japanese is written. For them, they write up and down. In the English language, it's horizontal, so the speech bubbles will be longer horizontally. Of course, if you're reading translated manga, there's no need to change the speech bubbles, but because my works are originally English, it's better for my speech bubbles to be horizontal. After everything was posted, I did my workout, took a shower, and headed to bed. Thursday, January 15th. I'll admit that the week went by pretty fast. Things went through my head, like, what should I do today? Will everything be okay? Will I even be able to? Should I just take a break? But despite it all, I decided today would be the day I try my hand at sewing. A few things in art that I've always had trouble with are sculpting, music, and sewing. Sculpting, to me, is not the worst there is. At one point, I wanted to make figurines with air-dry clay. It was fun because at this point in time, I was allowed to make what I liked. In school, we always had to make a clay pot or some kind of papier-mâché bowl. It was unenjoyable to me. But seeing anime figurines created with clay made me want to try my hand at it. I'm sure if I practiced, I'd be good at it, but that would have to be another time. Music is also something I've tried a few times, but because I don't quite understand the basics, I've never fully ventured into it. I have attempted several background music tracks for some of my games, and even made a fan-made soundtrack for a comic I liked. I'll play a sample of the fan-made track here. Sewing, well, let's just say I've always wanted to make my own cosplays, but I never really knew where to start. The terminology confuses me, and even the basics get very intimidating to me. But I've always wanted to learn it, and thank goodness for YouTube to teach and explain the process. I tried to do this beginner-friendly sleeping dress project in my room, but this particular fabric didn't get marked by the tracing wheel at all, so I unfortunately had to take it to the kitchen to trace the pattern with a water-soluble pencil and cut it. I didn't record the process since I needed my phone for tutorials, terminology, and how to read a pattern, since this is the first time I've ever cut fabric to make clothes. I spent most of the day tracing the dress and then cutting it. I also had to cook dinner. When I did a few stitches, it was already 9 p.m. and I needed to do my workout. Sorry it didn't cross my mind to record myself sewing it, but I'll show the back stitches I made so you guys can see it. After my workout, it was time for bed. I'd say that despite the crazy week, I still managed to do some form of art. I'm a little sad because I know I could have done more, but I don't think I should fault myself for unforeseen circumstances. Regardless, I think this week was still good. One of my slower weeks, but it's better than nothing at all. I hope next week I'll be more productive. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week. It's also a good way to avoid being social, as in this time frame.